Welcome to the Tabletop Travel Guide, the podcast where we explore fictional worlds and civilizations right from the comfort of our own table, or at least in this case, a Discord server. I apologize ahead of time. This is going to be a train wreck. Future Ryan, I'm sorry for doing this to you. In the Discord call, we have Raz.
You know, that train wreck comment felt pointed, and I don't appreciate it.
You're the one who told me you're going to cancel me, so maybe
I'm gonna
it's a little
try.
pointed.
I'm gonna try.
We have Colin.
Hello.
What an intro. Crushing it.
That's all we have.
And we have Derek.
Yeah.
Who's also playing Deadlock at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, boys. So we are all children of the 90s, and there was this show called Deadliest Warrior on. Do any of you remember Deadliest Warrior?
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Someone give me a synopsis of what Deadliest Warrior was.
American soldiers win, commies lose pretty much every time.
Is this the one where they chose different warriors from different periods of time or different regions, and they hypothetically the battle?
I think the first episode was Spartan versus Samurai or something like that.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah. Okay, I have seen this.
Yeah, I remember pirate versus French knight in full plate. That was a good one.
All right, so there you go. There's your context. We're going to do that, but we're going to do that in the context of Pathfinder and Galarian, which I think Raz and Derek, you know nothing, and Colin, you know a little bit about Galarian.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
I've played D&D
so
multiple times.
Okay, yeah, all three of you have played D&D at least, though, so you should have some context.
Yeah, I've played in a few campaigns, and I've DM'd one full campaign and a handful of half campaigns.
And I've caused chaos in many a campaign.
All right, so I'm going to explain. Well, so in the show, they talk their intro is we ran the simulations 10,000 times to see who wins between these two characters. You three are my simulation.
Oh, nice
simulation. So we're just going to be arguing for our side,
Yes.
You're going to pick the one you think is cool, and then you're going to argue why they would beat the other one.
Oh, this is going to be so fucking easy.
Yeah, I already won.
There are 5 criteria we are going to rank our combatants on. We have short-range combat, mid-range combat, long-range combat. We have a ranking for armor, and then we have a special, which is dependent specifically on either character. So you'll have 5 opportunities to go back and forth, and then at the end, you guys, it's 3 of you. So unless one of you votes halfway, I don't think that works.
Yeah.
You guys pick who wins among the 3 of you, and that'll be the official answer. That's canon. We're gonna send it to the company. We're gonna tell them it's canon.
Okay.
Okay, I carry a lot of weight with Paizo, so this should go well.
Exactly. See, good. All right. Do we want to do so? The fight is between the Hellknights and the Eagle Knights. Do you guys have a preference of who you want to? Who do you want to hear first?
Is this one-on-one combat like the show was, or is it a group?
Yep. It's one-on-one combat. The assumption is a Hell Knight and an Eagle Knight meet in a semi-open plane, and they have to do their thing.
Are we talking?
We'll go last because
C-130 or a Cessna? What kind of plane?
There are no there are spaceships in Galarian, so there are no airplanes though. There are no C-130s.
I disagree.
Okay, we'll keep that. Make sure you just put that in your simulations. Make sure you include that in your calculations.
They might.
Battle now takes place on an airplane.
Yeah, just see if that changes the results. Well, then I guess we'll do Hell Knight first.
Okay.
So the Hell Knights. The Hell Knights are a knightly order from the nation of Cheliax who are focused on imposing law and order throughout the land. I'm going to copy their picture for you in chat. We have a 4th. Like I said, this could be a disaster.
We have a 4th.
Welcome to Deadliest Galarian Warrior.
I'm Deadliest Galarian Warrior.
Very good.
And who is this speaking?
This is me. John. This is John.
This is John.
This is
you guys. Great intros for podcasts. Killing it.
Oh dear.
Well, like I said, I already told the patrons this is going to be a disaster, so they're here for it.
Be terrible. Apologies.
They're here for it. John, have you ever played D&D before?
Yes, I have.
Good, then you're right at home.
Perfect.
Okay, Hellknight. I'm putting a picture of a Hellknight in the chat. That is the Hellknight. They are warriors clad in full blackened plate, typically wielding swords or flails. They may or may not have magical abilities. This one is from what's called the Order of the Chain. The Order of the Chain are the preeminent bounty hunters and like bounty hunter. What's another word for bounty hunters? I had it written down.
Mercenary?
Mercenaries, yes. Well, not quite mercenaries, but they're great bounty hunters. Sellsword, maybe. They believe that because they're the Order of the Chain, everyone has a place in the chain. So if you like step out of place in society, they will be there to put you back in your place. If you are a slave that runs away from your master, they will put you back into slavery. If you are a master who abuses your slaves, they will beat you backwards and make you be nice to your slaves. Like they impose order across society.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anybody who's just listening to this and doesn't have the image of it, I'm going to give the most unbiased description of this guy.
Yeah, do it.
Imagine an edgelord beta male who's like, oh, I'm going to be so cool. That's what Hellknights look like. They don't even have pockets. Where do you hide your pocket sand? Beta.
Beta.
There is no pocket sand on the Hellknight armor. That is correct. Yeah, lots of spikes, lots of black armor. Yeah.
Edgelord.
Mm-hmm.
Edgelord Knight.
We'll say that's the red corner. So that's our combatant in the red corner. In the blue corner, we have the Eagle Knights. And I put another picture of an Eagle Knight in the chat.
You want an unbiased description before you go into the...
Oh yeah, please give me an unbiased description. Yes.
Hey, Eagle Knights. Like, this is just a good dude. He looks like the kind of guy... I don't have a daughter, but if I did, I'd let him date her. He's upstanding. He's clad in gold and silver. His sword, not edgy. Doesn't use whips. Must be a good guy.
Okay.
Unbiased.
There you go. That is so he's an Eagle Knight of the Golden Legion of the nation of Andoran. They seek to defend their own nation of Andoran, which you guys don't know this, but Andoran is about as close as fantasy America exists. They believe in like freedom, and they go out and spread freedom outside of their boundaries to the point where other nations get mad if you're freedoming too much.
See, I didn't even know that, but I'm all about it now. I'm even more about this guy. This is my guy.
They hate slavery, Greg. That's like their thing. Slavery is the worst to them.
I hate slavery too, unlike anybody who probably picks the Hellknights.
Yeah, so full plate. So they're both full plate combatants, but they much more favor like sword and shield. They typically like to fight more in regiments, but we're keeping it 1v1 for this one.
All right.
So close range combat. The Hellknights. We're going to have the Hellknight favor the war flail. Are you familiar with what a war flail is?
I'm not, no.
Made for war.
All right. A flail that is made for war. So I put a picture in the chat.
Okay.
It is an iron or a hardened wooden rod with multiple chainy, spiky bits off the side that flail around. Typically in history... Go ahead.
The name.
No, you go ahead.
Say typically in history, flails are more bludgeoning. Maybe they might have piercing tips, but they are usually very good against plate armor if you can nail a good hit. Historically, flails maybe aren't actually the best weapons, but they are super intimidating because chains.
He would definitely use this against the Hellknight because if you look at it, chains, the Hellknight loves chains, probably get distracted. Also, look at all those spikes. Even
Greg, this is the Hellknight weapon.
This is the Hellknight weapon.
That is. I thought that was the... Oh.
We're going to go Hellknight, Eagle Knight every time.
Okay,
Notice how it's spiky, Greg?
We're
going for a theme here.
I guess that makes sense.
They have a type. You join the Hellknight. You're like, I want to be a Hellknight when I grow up, and they hand you the flail.
Give you the spiky helmet.
No, you have to earn that by being the edgiest lord.
Well, it's funny you say that, Greg, because to earn your full status in the Hellknights, you have to defeat a devil in one-on-one combat. So they you get into a room and they're like, okay, are you ready to be a full Hellknight? And you say yes, and then they summon a devil for you to 1v1 fight. And if you lose, you get kicked out of the Hellknights.
Yeah, that's what they tell people. Really, they just summon an imp, I bet.
Already some conspiracy theories. Okay.
Is it the same devil the entire time? Just like Dave the devil.
He's so worn out. Yeah, it's one devil they keep summoning, and he's just so tired. He just stands there and lets somebody beat him to death.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
Again?
Quite possible. I don't think so, but it's possible.
Poor Dave.
Poor Dave. On the flip side, I don't have a picture of it, but it's basically in his picture. The Eagle Knights prefer the use of long swords or bastard swords. Specifically, they have a fancy version called a Talon Strike sword.
Ooh.
It's a sword that has talons on it.
But it doesn't do anything extra, it just looks like an eagle?
I mean, it's a +2 bastard sword, so it is more powerful, but it's not super more powerful.
Sword doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's mostly just a sword that has eagle iconography.
Okay.
They're also into the eagle thing.
Bird noises?
I don't think so, but I mean, maybe. I'm sure they have a war cry of some kind.
Call constantly?
I did see an eagle today. Yeah. A bald eagle. That's pretty cool.
And it's a sign, Colin.
It is a sign.
It's a sign.
TP in purple.
TP in purple.
Freedom, Greg.
Get them. All right, so then between those two, who do you think has the advantage in close range combat, guys?
I don't know. I haven't seen a picture of the eagle sword.
Greg, it's a long sword. He's holding it. Greg, he's holding it.
Hey, I just want an unbiased.
Greg, he's holding it in the photo.
Yeah, but is there talons on that? I can't tell.
Yeah, see the pommel?
Look at that pommel. Beautiful.
I don't think it's even close. I think the war flail against heavy plate. I mean, it's not even close.
What's the range?
Short. They're both short range weapons.
They're both short.
Up close and personal.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flails. You have to.
Upbringing. How was his home life?
So you can join the Hellknights from a bunch of different ways. Let me look up I pull up the wiki page here.
I feel like it's a certain type of person who wants to join the Hellknights.
I think he came from a loving home, and his parents supported him, but he's like, no, I'm an outcast. And then he ran off to join the Hellknights. That's the impression I get.
It's possible. There are different other orders, so I picked the edgiest of the orders, the order of the chain, because I thought it made for good content. But there are slightly less edgy orders as well.
Yeah, I doubt it. I also want to remind people I'm unbiased.
Yeah, why are you so biased against us, Greg?
I'm unbiased. I'm an unbiased observer.
Yeah,
I mean, every campaign I've played with you, Greg, which is like 99% of them, you've either used others to your advantage, to their great detriment, or you've had what you call foo cares.
Slander.
You call them foo cares, Greg.
I didn't come up with the foo cares.
And when you don't call them foo cares, you call them cannon fodder.
No, that was Chuck, and he deserved it.
So if there was an order that all of your characters that I've ever played with would join,
lawful good order.
It's the one wearing lots of black.
Lawful good. I play nothing but good guys. Let's continue.
Okay, we'll continue on. So it sounds like people may think the Eagle Knight has a short range advantage, but we'll move on to medium range. So the medium range, then, we have the Hellknight, and this is pulled from the stat block. Hellknights like to use halberds. So I put a picture of a halberd in there.
Yeah, they
2-range weapon, pointy bit on the front, axe head, slashing and stabbing.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of reach there, keep them away, but still melee range.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Eagle Knights are fans of lances. And I mean, I guess I can find a picture of a lance and put it in chat, but I think you know what a lance is.
Yeah.
It's a pokey stick, right?
It's a pokey stick. So it is the Hellknight's weapon minus the axe bit.
See? More dangerous, more noble. You ever been poked with a stick?
There you go. There's a lance.
Yeah, but Greg, a halberd is the same thing plus an axe.
Yeah, but by edgelords.
If we're not on horseback here, it's just a stick.
It's just a stick.
It is. It's a metal pointy stick.
It's more than just a stick.
Yes, the most noblest of weapons, a stick.
Greg, I know you're running the simulations in the background, but like, what do the first 50 simulations say?
Well, if they're using it mid range, right?
Mm-hmm,
technically, they wouldn't run it without a horse. So they do have their horse. Nobody just runs around with a lance. I'm pretty sure it's too unwieldy to use like that.
Okay.
So they do. Do they have their horse or not?
I would say in this case they do not have their horse.
Well, then it's going to go to the halberd, clearly, because you're using the weapon not at its most efficient.
Range aside, how do they typically fight if it wasn't a one-on-one battle? Are they both in squads of 5 usually, or something like that?
Yeah, the Hellknights are a little more squatty. It's much more rare for like 100 Hellknights to show up and like have a big line battle, whereas the Eagle Knights, specifically the Golden Legion, they fight very much more like almost like a Greek phalanx. They would line up shoulder to shoulder, shield to shield, and point their pointy lances forward.
Hellknight wins.
Called it. He already ran the simulations.
Yeah, but he's distracted. He's playing Deadlock, so he probably doesn't.
Hellknight wins.
The only thing a Hellknight has fought is Dave the Demon up until this point.
Dave.
Oh, it's
Dave
true.
the Devil,
Dave.
Greg. They
Whatever.
fight
Dave
devils,
the
not
Devil,
demons.
yes.
Gotta get it
different than
straight.
demons.
That's because they can't take a demon, so they
You
have
can
to
go
fight
through
devils.
5 years of devil school to be called a demon.
That is objectively not true, but we're going to roll with it. All right. Long range. For the Hellknights are more fans of crossbows. And I'm not going to put a picture of a crossbow in chat. So I know you all know what a crossbow is.
Which makes them evil, right?
I don't know what a crossbow looks like.
Because everyone knows that crossbows are evil.
We all know what a crossbow looks
the
like.
first picture was a Minecraft crossbow. No.
I bet that's what they
What
use.
has the world become?
The highest definition of
Here, I will put here. There, that's a crossbow. It's a crossbow.
Now,
where are you putting these pictures?
In the chat.
It's like a chat within the you have to
voice chat.
I was today years old when I learned there was
you have to right click and open chat.
Me too, Greg.
Yeah, Discord is great.
Yeah.
There's also a little chat bubble where it says general.
There's a little button you can click.
You can click open chat.
All right, I'm with you now. Now I know what a crossbow is.
Now you know.
Derek was in the.
He was in the dark for a while.
Yeah.
So the Hellknights aren't really known for their martial prowess with the bow. That's not what they're there for necessarily.
PvP game, real quick to look at these pictures. Hellknight wins. What do you mean? Anything other than Hellknight? Look at that picture
of the Hellknight. Yeah, you know what happens when you're fighting it. I don't want to spoil it. We'll get to that when we get to it, okay? But there's reasons the Hellknight probably loses this.
I'm not sure.
Does it involve logic?
The Eagle Knight has a composite longbow. I'll put that one in there too. I've put a picture of a bow in the chat in case you don't know what that looks like.
Derek, have you ever seen Indiana Jones? You remember the guy who's just like spinning his swords and then Indy shoots him? The Hellknight is the guy spinning his swords.
Greg, the Hellknight doesn't even have a sword, Greg. He has a flail. Have you been paying attention?
Yeah, and you know what you have to do with flails? You have to spin them.
Yeah.
When's the last time Golden
him,
Eagle Boy actually aimed at a target and not just waited for his commander to tell him release?
I like where Derek's going with this.
I don't think you know how war works, Derek. You don't just stand there until somebody tells you, usually in, one-on-one combat.
In one-on-one sure.
That's what this... So we're doing one-on-one combat on a C-130. Remember the intro?
We're on the C-130 now.
I'm with you on that point. I think everyone else is following my logic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek's
saying that the Hellknight doesn't always fight in a legion, and so he's more used to close quarters combat.
Well, there are members of the Eagle Knights who aren't the like roving soldiers, right? They also have spies and like covert ops.
Yeah.
And then they also
other,
have like
other
assassins.
groups of the Eagle Knights, correct.
So
and
this
could
could be like an assassin.
I'm sorry. Was there a specific group of Eagle Knights that was specified?
I
Not
did specify
yet.
the
Oh,
Golden,
you did?
I did
Okay.
specify the Golden Legion, yes.
Okay, that's right, because he's full plate. That's right. If he was an
Yes.
assassin, he wouldn't be
Legion
running
doesn't
a
sound
tower
like
shield.
one-on-one combatant member.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he can't fight one-on-one because he fights in a legion. Do you know how dumb that sounds?
He can.
Every battle
That's
he's fighting
not his
one-on-one still.
specialty.
There's battles, there's fights happening around him with
Listen,
his
what happened to the
allies.
Spartans when their phalanx was broken? What happened?
I've seen 300. They kicked ass every time it
Anyway,
broke.
what happened to the? All right, so
That's
there's
a
a recurve
bad.
longbow.
It's a bad example.
It's actually a terrible example.
But the half cartoony movie is
No,
perfect.
Colin, it was a documentary.
All right. Well, with all of that, I'm going to move on to their armor. I'm going to give you spoilers because you can see their armor. They're both wearing full plate.
Yeah.
Mechanically, the Eagle Knight wears full plate. It's just full plate. Hellknight plate, however, is a unique item in Pathfinder. It carries the only, I won't even call it a bonus. I don't know. If you're not a Hellknight, other Hellknights will hunt you down and kill you if you wear Hellknight armor.
Huh.
So like it's considered like a very specific thing and only wearable by other Hellknights, and it's
like
a big
hunt you
deal.
down in a group, or like one Hell Knight will be like "fuck you," like a Mandalorian would be like, "You don't deserve that armor."
It probably depends on like how notorious the person who's walking around with armor. Like if a 16-year-old like stole their dad's armor, like dad probably just goes out and takes their armor back. But if someone's like going around and causing a ruckus in Hell Knight armor and is not a Hell Knight, they'd probably get a team together.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it says even the wiki, Hell Knights go to extreme measures to punish non-Hell Knights who get their hands on Hell Knight plate.
Very solid.
Extreme punishment.
Which is just
and then full plate is full plate. Full plate is just full plate. So you can decide if you consider potential for huge punishment a pro or a con.
Okay.
Well, in the context of the one-on-one, that is going if it's the only one with a bonus, it's going to go to the Hell Knight.
Okay.
That's
okay.
true. And I'll also add to that, as far as the intended design of the weapons, the long-range weapons, crossbows were specifically made to pierce through armor.
Interesting.
Crossbows that they also hardly never use.
That's true.
Interesting. Okay, make sure you include all that data in your simulations.
I'm already plugging the numbers in.
Yeah, I mean, so do
beep, boop, beep, beep,
so does
beep,
the
boop.
flail.
Fully biased at this point.
I mean, I think all
after
the
seeing
advantages
pictures.
for the weapons
fully biased.
go straight for the Hell Knight.
Okay. Interesting. We don't have so I've shipped all of you pig carcasses as well as copies of the weapons. So I'd like you to perform your weapon testing now.
Wait, is that who sent me a pig carcass?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, I just threw that away.
Dang it.
Can
You
send
didn't punch
another?
it first, Greg? I thought you'd have that hanging up. Like
No,
Rocky.
no, it's got to be in a warehouse somewhere, and I gotta blast some
I
music.
don't think I couldn't use Amazon. It turns out Amazon did not next day prime ship those. So I'll have to call the supplier. Okay. So then specials. I assumed that these are both like mid-level people fighting each other. Like you're not taking a recruit Hell Knight and a recruit Eagle Knight. That seemed a little lame. So I made them both have some kind of magical ability. For the Hell Knight, I gave them the spell, among others, but the featured spell is called Wave of Despair. It is a level 5 spell, and it inflicts despair on all creatures around you in an area.
Creatures or anyone?
Anyone. The Eagle Knight could be affected if they failed their will save.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So just really sound.
So the result for a failure is for 1 minute, the creature can't use reactions and must attempt another save at the start of its turn. On a failure, it is slowed for 1 turn, and for that turn, it sobs uncontrollably. So magically forcing the opponent to sob uncontrollably and essentially stunning them.
It's like me
Or
It is
slowing
a
them down.
stun.
Hmm?
Is it an actual stun?
Pathfinder works on a 3-action economy. You lose one of those 3 actions.
Okay.
At least 2 he does.
Okay.
And they are sobbing uncontrollably while they lose that 1 action.
So
Each
it's
turn
like,
for 1 minute.
That
Very
sounds
much
awesome.
like me watching any Pixar movie, essentially.
Yes, just uncontrollable sobbing.
Just beginning of up. Can't do it.
All right. And then for the Eagle Knight, I chose a similar 5th level spell. This is a paladin spell versus a cleric spell called Litany Against Sloth. Your litany rails against the sin of sloth and laziness, interfering with the target's ability to react. The target attempts a will save. If they fail, they can't use reactions, and they also are slowed down and lose an action.
So it's a very similar spell.
Yeah, so they're
So
equivalent.
they lose 1 action, but like the Hellknight was over a couple turns.
I think they're both over.
The Hell Knight on a failure was a 1 minute duration. For Litany Against Sloth, it is only for 1 round.
Oh.
Whoa.
But
This is like
you lose your reaction as well. So like an attack of opportunity, you would lose your attack of opportunity that round.
Hmm.
They both have the slowed 1, but it's duration versus reaction.
Now, I don't know all the save stats for Pathfinder,
Sure.
but is it like what is it a will? It's a will save? Is that what it is?
It's a will save, yep.
Okay. What are the who would have a higher will save between the 2 of these?
I can look up their actual statistics here real quick. Eagle Knight.
Does the Eagle Knight also get his freedom bonus?
It's probably GM interpretation if you'd like to give them an unnamed freedom bonus.
What would the freedom bonus be, Greg?
Let's see. Probably yell something like "You got oil," and then can't be stopped for like a decade.
What do you mean can't be stopped?
Hmm?
What do you mean
I don't
can't
know.
be stopped?
I feel like once he recognizes that, he can just roll across the country for a decade, maybe a couple countries,
Doing what? Like seeing the sights?
looking for oil, other stuff,
Looking for more oil.
spreading freedom.
Spreading freedom. There you go. See?
Spreading freedom.
So I don't have a direct 1-to-1 statted characters because the default statted Hell Knight is 4 and the default statted Eagle Knight is 2. But I would tell you that both of them have will save that are their medium save, and they both get bonuses to fear effects specifically. So they're both better against fear.
Okay, and the Hell Knight's ability is fear based. It sounds like, and the Eagle's Knight is not.
It's actually despair.
Is it not the same
Neither
thing?
Neither of them are fear specifically.
Okay.
So the Wave of Despair is emotional manipulation. And the Litany Against Sloth is a good litany. It's evocation. One's a put up and one's a put down. Well, sort of.
Huh. So they just cancel each
Alright.
other out.
I say I can give you probably the other thing here is the Litany Against Sloth is a single target spell. You pick a single target. The Wave of Despair is a 30-foot cone wave of despair. Potential to hit more.
Okay, but that doesn't really help as much in a 1-on-1, so it probably still goes to the...
Well, he can hit him from a range before he even gets in close, right? So he could hit him with the Wave of Despair after launching a crossbow shot at him. I'm sure the wave is, you said, what, 30 feet? So he closes him.
They're both 30 feet. They're both 30 feet wave or 30 feet range, but the
Oh,
wave
okay.
is an area of effect. So,
Gotcha.
Who's got the wave?
I don't want to put my finger on the scale too much, but if there was some kind of ability, if the Hell Knight was blinded, they could still throw out the wave if they couldn't specifically target single target.
Gotcha.
I mean, we
At
all
least
know
my
these,
interpretation would say that.
these guys are all
Yeah.
fighting base to base, so it's not like the range thing matters as much. Like, you're just gonna turn to where the dude is in front of you, even if you're blinded. You can hear them; they're in full plate, and you're gonna cast your spell.
Well, you have to target them with the litany against sloth, is what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I think the despair thing probably has the advantage.
Let's hear like all the base stats.
You want me to give all their base stats?
Yeah. Well, is this a real thing, or are we just playing pretend?
It sucks that there's no 2E Eagle Knight statted out. That's convenient. So I have a 1E Eagle Knight and I have a 2E Hell Knight.
Because they're not worth it.
No, it's
Not worth the energy.
It's like
I can give
anything.
you some-
They
I can
take
give you some
time
hits.
to work on the best things so that they get it right, and they can just go, "Oh, some edgelord's gonna want this immediately."
Right.
Little Timmy playing in his basement with the lights off, being all sad, is gonna want the edgelord stats. Let's get the Eagle Knight for the bros out there. Let's get it set. Freedom fuckers, you heard of it?
All right, I guess I'll give you some highlights then. So the Hell Knight Armiger, they have Hell lore at a +8. That's pretty cool. They know a lot about Hell specifically.
And lords.
Hell Lord, Hell lore.
Right.
They have Dark Vision.
Lore. Sorry.
Lore, yes, lore of Hell. They do have Dark Vision, which is something that the Eagle Knight does not have.
Uh-huh. So if he keeps him in a dark room, he'll just be able to go ham on him.
Yes, potentially. And then probably the only other interesting thing is it specifically mentions trip for the war flail, a trip attack.
Oh, so he just puts the chain around his legs and go, wah.
Possibly. And then the Eagle Knight, they have a special ability called Bravery. So they're especially brave.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking the Hell Knight a
Well,
lot
that's
better.
nice.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm very brave. It's like, okay, that's very, very good.
And yeah, it's mostly a lot of lore talking about how Eagle Knights hold faith that the common folk are capable of holding their nation together.
That's very sweet.
Sounds very lame, honestly.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll give you another, give another minute to run your calcs, tweak the simulations.
Oh,
Do
the
they have any other
simulations.
like abilities other than like those two waves of
If
the
I
other
pull up
person
like
a little
the
scared?
sure, if I pull up the Hell Knight Sergeant, essentially, they have a special ability called Universal Obedience. It's actually I should cast a sorcerer spell. Oh, so Universal Obedience says if you don't speak the same target, you can universally tell someone to do something. The Eagle Knight, I don't have a high level Eagle Knight to easily pull up. But they would probably have a higher level champion ability. There are no paladins in 2E, it's all champion.
Oh,
Gross.
Gross.
I don't know, Greg. I think you would like to, or Pathfinder.
Nah, too much math. I ain't nobody got
No,
time for that.
No, it's
2E
like
is not so bad.
I'm not playing until they release the Eagle Knight stat block. I'm sure it's a couple years because they really want to dig in, get it done good.
Greg. I think you're missing the point of
They're
tabletop games.
They're probably
It's for you to create.
they're probably listening right now, and they're like, "Ooh, you got oil. That's a great ability. Write that down. Write that down."
Are these characters both the same like race?
They
Like
both
are
be
they
human.
both humans? Okay.
Yes, they both be human. And then hilariously, they'd both actually be considered Chelish, most likely. So the Hell Knight hails from the nation of Cheliax. I didn't give you much nation history, but Andoran revolted against Cheliax in its history. So they are like a younger nation compared to the older Cheliax. Cheliax had some issues with demons taking over the government and turning it into a slave state.
That'll do it.
And Andoran wasn't too keen on that, so they revolted.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so write that down. Make sure you write that down.
Write it down.
Write it down. Write it down.
And so they
What other questions? What else?
they successfully revolted and gained their independence. How?
me pull up my notes on Andoran. It was a mostly bloodless coup, I believe. They pretty much marched on the streets, and they like forced. It's called the People's Revolt. I have it here. We have an episode on this, but it's mostly a bloodless coup, and they like democratically force all the nobles to renounce all their noble titles at sword point. For freedom.
Freedom.
And then when there's no
fuckers.
more nobles, everybody's equal, and they declared a democracy.
That sounds like freedom.
That's so free.
It's not your way, it's our way, but it's called freedom.
Well, that's
Yeah,
to say
People's
freedom
Revolt.
ain't free.
As opposed to their sister state, which was called Gault, which had the French Revolution complete with guillotines. And they
and
saw that and
Robespierre.
they didn't want to do that.
See, Greg? Galt sounds
What?
like a fun place to visit.
Nah, I'm good. If they're like the French, I'm out.
Oh my God. We have so I know you guys don't listen to my podcast. We rank every place. I think we ranked Gault like 0 out of 5.
That's
No,
about
I'm
right.
like 3 episodes in, Ryan.
Oh, good, nice. Gault is episode 4, so you're close.
Can I get a piece of pizza?
I don't even know what it's called, but
Thank you, Derek.
I don't know what the podcast is called, but I don't need to listen because it's going to get canceled probably shortly after I say
probably
something
is.
offhand.
You even said
It's
anything
true.
that bad.
Well, especially because the debate's
All right.
over. 'cause
Here
the
we
Hellknight win.
go. Yeah.
All right, well, we need to make an official count. So I need official simulations.
Official simulations.
Yeah, so I need the results of your official simulations.
Okay, so I've crunched the numbers, but
Mhm.
I have one last question. I need to add the data. The Hellknight, what were they created to do? Fight devils?
Well, they're kind of buddy with some devils, honestly.
So they fight a devil to become a Hellknight?
Well, yeah, it's like
But
fighting your
but-
bro.
Okay, so exactly. The devils probably let them win. Not that hard.
And the Eagle Knights
Let me
were
pull up my history of the Hell Knights.
The Eagle
the
Knights.
Eagle
out
Knights
there,
were trained to march in the streets. It sounds like.
Yeah,
out
they-
there absolutely bodying
Bloodless-
other nations, spreading freedom. The guy,
Bloodlessly.
the Hell Knight, he goes into combat with an Eagle Knight, okay? The Hell Knight's armor looks a little bulky, unwieldy, all those spikes. Eagle Knight dodges. Hell Knight falls, gets stuck in a wall with all those points. Eagle Knight just chops his head off. It's not that hard.
Counterpoint.
Okay, so that's one win for the Eagle Knight.
Counterpoint. The Hell Knight bludgeons the Eagle Knight to death easily and chops off his head.
How
with
does he
his
bludgeon him to
rock hard
death?
cock.
How does he
With
bludgeon
his
him to death?
flail.
With his
the
flail? That's
He has
a
a
good
war
weapon
flail.
against a shield.
He would tear the shield down.
I don't look at the
We'll,
shield.
we'll do.
You
Let's
think
do. Let's hear Derek's official simulation real quick.
He just said it. He uses his cock.
It was a metaphorical cock that
Yeah.
it was
sure.
really for. Sorry, I'm chewing pizza.
This is content right here.
And I rest my
Yeah.
case.
Yep. There you go. All right, so it's one Eagle Knight, one Hell Knight.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going heavy eagle or
He said Eagle
Heavy-
weird at first.
Whoa.
heavy Hell Knight here.
Oh,
Oh, man.
think
I
if-
thought we were done being friends.
No, I'm on your side here, Derek, because I totally agree. Not only with like the style of warrior that they are, what they have to go through to become it. Eagle Knights just like sign up, right? Hell Knights have to fight a fucking devil.
So total.
That's pretty crazy.
Total right now: 1 vote for freedom, 2 for pro-slavery.
No, and then also if we're actually doing
You can't
simulations
say no.
here,
You picked it.
1/3 of these would be at night, 1/3 of these would be in the daytime for the Eagle Knight, and the other third would just be like a 50-50. The Hell Knight destroys at nighttime because he has night vision. The Eagle Knight does not. He
Mhm.
wins
Vision as
all
well.
of those. He shoots him at afar with a crossbow. He gets out of position. The
You
Eagle Knight
guys-
doesn't know where he is. He starts sobbing. It's nighttime.
You keep saying he shoots him with a crossbow. Ryan said they don't really use the crossbow. They have it, but they don't use it.
Yeah, but they can. If it's one-on-one and you know that the Eagle Knight's there and it's nighttime, you stay at far distance, you start lobbing bolts at him, you make him cry, and then you come in close with a
feels
halberd
like it-
and a fucking war flail.
That feels like it goes against their battle style. Like I'm not expecting
Dude,
a
Hell
dude
Knights will
with
do
a
whatever it
shield
takes
to
to
drop his
win.
shield and use a longbow.
Yeah, I mean, he
At-
could to start the
at
fight.
the end
They
of
can
the
pick this
day-
stuff up.
It
At the end of the
technically
day,
it doesn't make
the
sense.
Hellknight has the will and the power to go out and enslave people.
And command them to
slavery.
do random
Pro
tasks.
slavery, you heard it.
And if the Eagle Knights, or whatever they're called, had the ability to do that, I feel like they would.
But they believe in freedom, so they wouldn't.
They go and spread freedom.
Yeah,
How do they do that exactly?
like America, by force.
Oh,
They like
So-
to go around and talk about freedom, and then they also raid slave ships as unmarked privateers.
you think if America could get away with enslaving entire nations across seas, they would? Because I do.
Yeah. Sounds like what you want.
And what's Libya then? You know.
All right, John. So it's 2-1 for Hell Knights. You also ran your own independent simulations. What do you got?
100%. I'm seeing this as 100% a win for the Hell Knight because yes, there is
Go.
daytime, but the Hell Knight can also easily lure the Eagle Warrior into a like a dark cave. We're thinking, and then he'll be like, "Awesome! I'm brave. I'm gonna just march right in. I'll be able to beat this Hell Knight." And then he'll get cocky, and then when he gets cocky, Hell Knight's gonna trip him with his flail. Boom, over immediately.
So we're just
Yeah, the
assuming
trip is huge.
we're assuming he's gonna march into a cave.
Oh yeah, he's cocky. These guys just scream cocky to me. They're like, I'm going to spread freedom. I'm brave. I do all these things that are
picture-
foolhardy.
I
Look
don't
like
know.
the type of dude to buy a Charger out of college.
I still think the Eagle Knight has the advantage because even for the Hell Knight to get his flail out, he's gonna have to remove it from his ass because it probably doubles as a butt plug. Look at this edgelord.
I've been swayed.
And in that time, sword through the face.
Incredible. Well, the simulations don't lie. We ran the numbers. We did 4,000 simulations, and it sounds like the Hell Knight comes out on top.
Oh, 100%.
And I
I
lost my game of Deadlock.
protest. I protest those results. Good, as you
Protest all
deserve.
you
For
want.
pro-slavery people should lose Deadlock.
It's not pro-slavery.
Mission
It's
accomplished.
it's pro the better warrior.
Well, the rules were established at the beginning. If you choose the Hell Knight, you're pro-slavery. I don't make the rules.
What is this, CNN?
All right, well, boys, any final comments? Any last grievances? I think sounds like
I
Greg has a
protest the
grievance.
results. I protest these. You guys all made assumptions
Greg's
against
refusing to
Bucky Eagle
certify
Knight.
this election.
I am.
Greg has yet to use logic.
I've used all the logic, all of it. I listened to what I was told. I put the numbers in. You guys added false numbers.
Leave
You know
out
what-
your unfounded hatred of slavery and think about it again.
I can't. I hate it so much.
Colin, any final thoughts?
No, I think Greg knows he's lost. I think an Eagle Knight would be afraid of a Hell Knight if he saw him out in the road.
Oh,
I doubt
100%.
it. Hell Knights don't
If he
go
was
out in
alone,
daylight.
Yeah, if he was alone,
The
Eagle
sun
Knight would be
burns. The
scared.
sun burns Hell Knights. It's hard for them to leave their basement.
Plus, they always fight in phalanx formations or whatever. They always need their other guys to back them up. They never
Not
fight one-on-one.
Always, John. That's
Oh,
just
pretty
how.
much always. Hell Knights, they're
That's
they
like
got-
saying the Marine
they-
Corps can't fight
they-
because they just stand in line and shoot.
they got can-do attitude. Them Hell Knights, the bravery and everything else like that. They don't.
You're right. Bravery's never won anything. You guys are high.
I'm sure the Hell Knight has bravery without having to list it.
Yeah, he gets it from his devil who let him win so he could have his pointy armor. Edgelords.
Well, John, any final thought from that? Any final rebuttal?
I'll
I mean,
fight.
that was
Where are we meeting up? I'll fight all of you.
that was my final rebuttal with the phalanx.
All right, good. Derek, any final rebuttals now that you've lost your Deadlock game?
Yeah, this pizza tastes like victory.
Not from Deadlock.
Well, I appreciate it, boys. I will.
Yeah, Thanks for having
I'll do
us.
my. Yeah, of course. If you guys had fun, which it sounds like we had some good spirited discussion, we can do it again. I can pick new ones.
Okay, sounds good.
I declare
All right.
shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in love with you.
Cool. Well, you heard it here first, folks. The Hellknight wins. So I will do my outro separately. So thank you, boys.
All right, see
Let's
you
go play
guys.
Deadlock. Sounds like we all have invites for Deadlock in our inboxes.
I'm in.
Let's go. Let's get these L's.
That wasn't quite as much of a train wreck as I expected, but hopefully you guys were along for the ride there at least and thought that was interesting. Hopefully a little humorous. If you'd like to support us, you can support us on Patreon, Tabletop Travel Guide Podcast. You can reach out to us on Gmail, tabletoptravelguidepodcast@gmail.com. Tyler and Sam are doing great. Probably me, myself, and I for at least one more episode. I have another weird thing planned. And especially, let me know if you guys were fans of this chaotic style content. There's definitely an opportunity to maybe open up a Discord chat and do this with some of the patrons. So, yeah. Talk to you guys soon, and safe travels.